Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. And today I am playing a spicy one. At least I think so. I decided that I wanted to try out something. I wanted to try and see if Ant, Ad Nauseam Tendrils, as it once looked, more or less anyways, could still cut some mustard in the year 2024. So I have decided to give the old, get the band back together, Past in Flames, Infernal Tutor, Tendrils of Agony, you know? Basically, since the printing of Beseech the Mirror, Past in Flames has been completely retired and possibly, probably, perhaps for a good reason. Um, I think so. Basically, if in case you don't know, this was how I cut my teeth in Legacy. From 2013 till 2017, I want to say, I was all about this deck. I loved it so much. I played it. I top 16 GP Lil. I top 32 Bazaar of Moxen. I had some pretty nice finishes. I was really into the deck. I produced content back then. If you go into my video archive, you can find some horrendously produced old school Ant videos. But a lot has changed. A lot of water has run under the bridge, and I don't know basically how well this is going to perform. But I have a suspicion that this deck is still like the tools in the toolbox are still good enough to like steamroll a lot of opponents in a lot of situations. But I might be wrong, and we'll get to find out together. So basically, yeah, that was the premise of my thought experiment. Can Ant, more or less how it looked back when I played it, still perform today? So Ant is sort of an abbreviation of Ad Nauseam and Tendrils of Agony. And as you see, I have the Ad Nauseam in the sideboard. This card has also completely gone away since Storm started playing Beseech the Mirror and Song of Creation and whatnot. And I think probably with good reason, but there are some things to like about this card. It doesn't draw cards, so it gets you a win through stuff like Orcish Bowmasters, or even like hard locks like Leovold or whatever. So that's nice, and it is quite fast. It doesn't gel that well with all the heavy drops here, but that's also why it's in the sideboard. I have gone with Empty the Warrens in the main, which I always liked, and a copy of Grim Tutor to go get said Empty the Warrens, or just to win. Both cards, perhaps a bit controversial. Empty the Warrens is very out of favor right now, and a lot of the reason being that people don't want to play this against Tamiyo, because Tamiyo, once she flips, her plus means that basically all your Empty the Warrens might as well not have happened. They can never attack because they get -1, I believe it is. So the thing is, if Tamiyo is ever in play, Empty the Warrens, not so good. But I still think that a reasonable amount of decks in this format is not going to be able to beat 8, 10, or 12 goblins on turn 1. So that's why I'm playing this. The sideboard otherwise is just a smattering of good sort of cards. I guess Dress Down and Boseiju kind of means my experiment is a little bit, silly because those cards weren't around back then, but I still think it's fine to try this out. I bring in Tendrils of Agony and Abrupt Decay versus like blue control decks, and where you could potentially like go for a while and build up amass resources and eventually like double tendrils in a turn. That's something I'd be interested in. Defense grid plus also the second tendrils is all, plus the carpet of flowers is also something I'd want to bring in against Delver or Tempo. But I think that's enough. Let's go jump into a league. Right on the play for round number 1. Let's see. This hand goes not quite turn 1. I'm gonna keep because we could imprint Chromox with Thoughtseize and then sack LED with Infernal Tutor on the stack. But the problem is we would need both red and black mana because we would then have to go get a ritual. So instead, what I'd like to do here is fetch basic swamp and cast Thoughtseize and see what we're up against and perhaps what we need to play around. If there's a Vexing Bauble in our future, I'll play out the LED. Ooh, okay. So right off the bat, this is a little bit of a tough one. Let's take the Force of Will, pass. So we know we have to beat Daze currently. They will likely ponder on turn 1. I do think that grief going away is probably like a net benefit from this deck. And let's see, if I draw Dark Ritual, I think it's just go time. And I didn't, but I might still. I think I'm gonna fetch Basic Island here and cast Ponder and another LED. So I think another LED does it here, assuming our opponent doesn't find another Force of Will. It's curious that they didn't ponder, which makes me think that maybe they have Entomb, that they drew that for the turn, or they just want to like take it slow on the ponder and get a Surveil land going. So I think I'm gonna leave Infernal Tutor on top here and draw the LED. In case they do discard me, I'd rather them take my Infernal Tutor than the LED. Yeah. By the way, I was thinking I should have said this during the deck tech. Oh, it is just the Surveil, and that I do tend to really enjoy like going deep on Stormlines. So this might be a long video. I hope you're in for the ride here. They Surveil Ponder into the graveyard. I would love for them to just like slam the frog here, assuming they haven't drawn Force of Will. Okay, but that's not what's happening. They are casting Ponder. We'll see how we go, but they don't shuffle here. Okay. And they Thoughtseize me. Okay. So that makes me think that, I mean, they're going to likely take the Infernal Tutor. Although, like, LED is my only mana right now, like mana acceleration, so maybe they'll take the LED instead, like one of them. Don't imagine they'll be taking Past in Flames. Okay. Thoughtseize, you naughty boy. All right, so that means they're down to 17, which means Tendrils for 9 kills them. Maybe they're just flabbergasted at seeing Past in Flames. All right, they do take an LED. I like that, like on their part. I think that's a good move. Okay, let's see. If they have Daze. So if I were to go Chrome Mox and print Infernal Tutor, so I have 3 mana. That becomes 6 mana with the LED. So it's 4 mana, which becomes 3 mana if they Daze. And am I able to get Cabal Ritual through that? So let's see. I float a black mana, or leave an untapped black mana, and then I Infernal Tutor, sack LED for red. If they want to Daze, then I'll pay a red. Then I have red, black floating, but then I'm stuck, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. If they were to decide to hold off on the Daze, then I don't know. I could also Infernal Tutor right now and get another LED. And if they choose to Daze, then that's a Daze they don't have next turn. But where does that then leave me? There's also a world where I print Past in Flames on the Chrome Mox, cast Infernal Tutor, and then next turn I could go Infernal Tutor with double LED plus whatever we draw. No, I think I'd rather have the Chrome Mox for the Storm. So I'm just going to pass here, actually. All right, let's hope that they don't have like a second Thoughtseize. And also hope that they keep not drawing Force of Will. Like, Ant is traditionally quite well suited to beat Force of Will because Past in Flames has built-in protection with Flashback, and usually we would play like just a bunch of discard spells. These days, even like those days, Veil of Summer has really like filled a role there as well, but that should only mean we're even better at beating Force of Will, or at least on par. It is awkward that it requires the green mana. I am a little bit concerned about that. Like if I were to draw a Ritual now, okay, they don't shuffle. I wonder what that means. So we know their hands, Fatal Push and Daze plus 2 unknowns. Do I brainstorm here? So I could go Chrome Mox and print Brainstorm, but then what? Yeah, then I'm casting Infernal Tutor and then next turn hoping to do something. I think I'd rather play the Brainstorm now. I would love some rituals to pair. Okay, another Past in Flames. It's not really what the doctor ordered. So what if I were to put back Veil of Summer and Past in Flames? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast the Chrome Mox now, and I'm gonna imprint Past in Flames, and then I'm gonna cast Infernal Tutor. And if they daze this, then I'm just gonna draw the Past in Flames that's on top of my deck anyways. And if they don't, I'm going to reveal probably Cabal Ritual. They do daze. All right, let's pass here. So next turn, I'm able to cast Cabal Ritual, tapping. Oh no. Okay, maybe I'm not able to do anything here. Let's see. Atraxa's in the graveyard. They have the reanimate. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I really just like to not get discarded here. They can't get both a daze and a force. So let's see here. There is force. No Thoughtseize. Okay, that's good. So and their hand was swamp. No, sorry, island, fatal push, and one unknown. So they put force of will and Tameo and reanimate. Okay, they're discarding the fatal push. Let me just see here. So the troll is not there. Brainstorm's not there. Daze no. Daze no. There was a wasteland. So that was okay. Okay. So their hand is their hand right now should be force Tameo, the land, the island that they dazed up before. Yeah. So we know their hand, and we can beat this. So I think at least we can. I guess actually, hang on. So if they force of will this dark ritual, that's our Cabal ritual. That's actually really bad. So we have to hope they don't do that. Well, there's a pause. I think they probably do actually because I don't have another black mana. That's usually a good thing to be looking at. Come on. Pretty please let this resolve. No. Oh, boo! Okay, I think that means we lose because I can't. Well, actually, hang on. No. So I take 10. Oh, do they have Exaxes? I think they do. I take 10, and they have. There's a card I'm not thinking of that they keep in hand for Frog. Plus their Drosta. Well, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Boo. Okay, I'm gonna let them do it. But yeah, that was unfortunate. I don't see why they wouldn't just discard down and kill me here, but maybe they think they have things covered. Yeah, no. Oh, come on, dude. All right, you got me. Yeah, so if they had let the Cabal Ritual resolve, we play out LED, and if they, I guess if they counter that, that's also a bottleneck. Although no, not really, because we would have 6 mana, and we would be able to then cast the Past in Flames and then start then flashback the Cabal Ritual, cast my Infernal Tutor from hand, get another Ritual, and then the Infernal Tutor then graveyard then gets Tendrils, something like that. Okay, so we want the Carpet of Flowers. We might want the second Tendrils. They are a deck that goes down on life total. And the defense grid and decays are the decays are probably mostly for Tameo, which is annoying to have to do. So let's see. I want these 5 for sure. I don't want Grim Tutor. I think I might cut a Thoughtseize because I'm bringing in Disruption that sort of doesn't deal me damage. What else can be cut here? Probably a copy of Past in Flames. Then maybe a couple of Preordains can go. So that's 5 cards. Wonder how upset I'll be about not having Abrupt Decay. Like if I go empty the warrens and they just go Tameo. But I think, yeah, no, let's try this. We'll see how we go. Um, I'm not sure, like if Tameo is a card that they are keeping in or boarding out in some numbers. I also could have brought in like surgicals, but I would rather not. Okay, this is a mulligan. Unfortunately, yeah, this is a keep. And let's bottom the Undercity Sewers. And we do have the decision to make on whether or not uh, to like start like play out my the LED because they did show us Thoughtseize, but I um I don't think they play that many, and Storm is a thing here. If I were to just like draw empty the warrens here, I would really like to have the extra Storm. Okay, Carpet is in. I'm happy about that. And they go Delta. Are we doing stuff? I guess like oh no. Yeah, I guess like Atraxa, the whole Atraxa thing also kind of invalidates Empty the Warrens in a pretty big way. So, and them going like land go does give me the heebie-jeebies about them just having like Entomb reanimate. Oh, they're doing something. And it's not a surveil land. Oh, okay. I was also debating how many surveillance we actually want here. Oh no, get out of here. Reanimator. Reanimator has traditionally always been like a really bad matchup for Storm. So, you know, make of that what you will. I guess like they don't have grief, so and they are at 11 right now. So if I were to find say any cantrip that then finds tendrils, I could reasonably kill them if they don't decide to just like start spamming off forces here. Okay, so they found a force, an underground sea, a Tameo. So no Delta, no Brainstorm, an Animate Dead, and no Polluted Delta, no Frog, no Thoughtseize. Really? Okay, no, they kept Thoughtseize. Okay. Okay. Let's hope for I don't know, like even I was gonna say even Past in Flames is good here, but no, it's not because I literally have no other sort of useful spells. Cantrip. I need a cantrip. Okay, that's a cantrip. Okay, and they're moving to discard. We don't know how many forces are already in the hand. We know that one was like they revealed 2 to the Atraxa. Brainstorm needs to hit tendrils ideally, and otherwise I think like Past in Flames and just hoping to like somehow rebuy the Brainstorm is like once the Brainstorm hit is cast. Okay, so Animate Dead gone. Okay, I think I'm just gonna float a blue here and cast my Brainstorm. Oh, bummer. Okay, let's put away the Lion's Eye Diamond and the Ponder. Oh, sorry, the Brainstorm. And we'll play the land. We'll cast a Dark Ritual. I'm just sequencing this like so to be able to resolve my spells. I am leaving up a green mana to signal Veil of Summer, and I shuffle these. Boom, Veil of Summer. Not what we want. Okay, let's try and cast the Cabal Writ here and hope that they force it, and then we Veil. And if they don't, and just let it resolve, well, I'll concede because I have no other play. Come on, Force of Will. One time. Okay, GG's. All right. Well, I mean, like I was starting to say, like Reanimator has always been a notoriously hard matchup for Storm because they had like blue black Reanimator specifically back in the days. I guess also black red after that, but like they're typically faster than us with their A plus B combo, and they have Force of Will and Daze to back it up and Thoughtseize. So not pleased to face that matchup, and you could say that that is currently the best deck in the format. So why would I be playing a deck that's not sort of good against that? But hey, if a deck is the best in the format, then it's usually better. Like it's going to be better in a heads up match against like most other decks. So you could apply that logic to a lot of other decks. So I don't think that's fair or correct. All right, on the play. Oh, sorry, on the draw in round two. And yeah, this is an interesting looking hand. I'll keep this. All right, hoping to not get Vexing Bobbled on turn one or discarded. That doesn't look like something that goes Vexing Bobble. I think I ponder here. There's an Empty the Warrens, but sort of no real mana to play it. So what happens if I go next turn? I go Swamp, Chromox, and print Brainstorm. These Veils are kind of sticking out with all this non-green mana. Maybe that's just a little bit too biased here. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. I don't think I actually want these. Volcanic Island is okay. A little bit concerned about Wasteland taking out my only black source, but... And yeah, this Tundra could mean, like, Cephalid Breakfast. It could mean Phyrexian Dreadnought. It could mean, like, a... Yeah, I think this is Nadu Breakfast. This is Nomads. Okay. So I think that means I probably need to either Thoughtseize out the Nadu or just, you know, make it go time. And here we are choked on black mana. Like, so if I Nadu or Thoughtseize here and they have two Nadu, then it's not so good. But I am going to Thoughtseize here because I don't feel like just jamming into a potential Force of Will. The Force of Wills, they had that. Okay. So what do we do here? If I Brainstorm into any black spell, I can imprint the Chromox, and I go LED, LED, do stuff. I think that's correct. I'm not going to play around Daze here, because I can't really. Oh, I was just going to say I don't find a black spell, but I do actually find a Lotus Petal, so that's good. So let's put back the land and the extra Past in Flames. And let's play out some mana rocks here. What was pitched? What was an Archimedes? Yeah, right. Okay, so it could mean that they have Nadu or just the combo. Okay, I'm imprinting Past in Flames. So Storm is 7. And I currently have 8 mana to work with. So 6 mana Storm is 8. 4 mana Storm is 9. Tendrils, you're dead. But that loses to Daze. But I think that's still sort of the play here. Let's see. They could also have like another Force of Will, which would be backbreaking. Okay, let's go black. Yeah, has to be another black. All right, do you have another Force? Looks like you don't. Do you play Daze? And Tendrils? They just need to counter one of these and they're living. But okay, they don't, so sweet. All right, so it's Nadu Breakfast. And I think Defense Grid is reasonable. I think maybe one carpet would be something I'd be interested in. Um, like Dress Down obviously does stuff, but I don't know. All right, let's see. What do I want to board out? I'll board out and empty the Warrens because I don't really want to do that against the combo deck. I'll board out Past in Flames. I'll board out Grim Tutor because that's usually there to pair with Empty the Warrens. Um, Although I say that I don't want empty, but they could also be sitting on like Veil of Summer themselves. But I still think it's correct to not have empty. Um, do I want Ad Nauseam? Probably not. So maybe. Let's say I want these three, and I want to board out these three. I probably could find other cards in the sideboard that I would have. I don't think I want Dress Down because or Surgical. They don't play well with Defense Grid. I think I'm just gonna bank on being the faster combo deck. Do we want Ad Nauseam though? Maybe we do. I'm gonna try. Like, there's something about Ad Nauseam with Veil of Summer that I find pretty interesting. So opponent keeps 7. I think this is on the verge of not being keepable, but I am gonna keep it and risk just never drawing anything but mana. This hand needs action, but I do like the Thoughtseize. I like the Veil of Summer. I like that we now have access to Surveil lands, which is pretty nice. Okay, Flooded Strand. Do we have Ponder, or are we just like comboing here? Uh-oh, that's scary. So if they have Illusionist, they can just untap and win. And if they have Illusionist backed by Counter Magic, I am actually just dead here. So I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize and hope that they can't protect this. Okay. Consign to Memory and Force of Negation. So I think I'd take the Consign to Memory because my Veils of Summer can tangle with the Force of Negation, but they can't counter the stifled part of the Consign. Okay. So they have a lot of B, but they're missing the A, unless they just drew it. Okay, they didn't. And so the beatdown begins. I really need Brainstorm to fix this hand. I think I've gone on a tangent before when I played Ant like a couple years ago that I don't think there's a deck in Magic or in Legacy. Oh, there it is. That utilizes or like abuses Brainstorm quite as hard as Storm, like Storm combo. I'd be shocked if they force this, but if they do, I'd also be kind of thrilled because I have Veils in plural. Would make my Brainstorm a bit worse. So the Brainstorm being hard, like the most abused by Storm decks, it's hard to quantify really for me. It's just a feeling. It's like experience wise, but I think it's because like you need multiple pieces in a Storm deck. Okay, that's not amazing. So let's put back Volcanic Island, and I think I'm gonna be okay with only one Veil of Summer. Yeah, maybe that's bad. I could have used the other Veil just to cycle if nothing else. And we are just like at any point them drawing Cephalid Illusionist away from just being dead. Yeah, and for all my talk about Brainstorm, it didn't really do that much there, unfortunately. Okay, another Saga. So like they can start making some reasonably sized constructs soon, but I mean if I can't come up with a plan that beats the motley crew of beaters, then I think I'm gonna be sad. Okay, let's fetch and get the thing, the Undercity Sewers. Come on, Infernal Tutor. Come on, come on. No, okay, bottom that. I'll take Infernal Tutor or any cantrip. Or another land, you know. Why not? Ah, bummer. Okay. Ad Nauseam, which is in my deck, is very rapidly becoming like useless. And here comes a 2/2 that will be a 3/3 from the search and probably a 4/4 from them tapping to make another construct here. I don't know. If they don't tap, then I'm concerned. Like if they don't make a construct, it means probably they found Illusionist. Or at the very least, something that needs an open blue mana. Let's see. Let's say they make another construct here. Oh, it looks like they're not. Yikes. Okay. Please, not Illusionist. One unknown in their hand. No. Okay, Brainstorm. Okay, well at least that's. It might still mean Illusionist, but we'll see. Don't fetch. No. Don't have Illusionist. Please. Please and thank you. I mean, Nadu would also be pretty terrible for us. Okay. The equip. What's going on? I guess I forgot about the vial. They don't even need the blue mana to get Illusionist into play. So right now they can beat me for 6 as things stand. And the next turn they could beat me for 7 by making, or even 8 because they would both get to search. You could just search another Shuko. Yeah. So I am dead next, like if they get one more attack step, even if they don't kill me right now. Okay, looks like we are passing priority and losing our mana, so I'm at 8. Come on, one draw step to rule them all. Nope. Alright, I'm going to Thoughtseize them here, and, you know, it'd be funny if they actually played a blue spell to interact, giving me the Veil of Summer to draw a card. Yeah. Alright, I'm out. I still think I mostly like my setup here. I just think I got punished for keeping that hand that just never found an action spell. So probably this is fine. We have the 4 Infernal Tutors, the Ad Nauseam, and the Past in Flames as actual. Maybe we're a little bit light on. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a Cabal Ritual because we brought in the Carpet. And then I'm going to bring in a Preordain to have more chances at seeing cards. I think I'm okay not having Grim Tutor. Alright, let's hope for a good one. That's not a good one. Okay, I'm not going to fall for the same trap as last time, so. Okay, this is better. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to probably get rid of the Chrome Mox. And then I'm going to fetch out Tropical Island and cast Carpet of Flowers. And actually really hope that they don't Force of Will this. Because then I'm a little bit stuck, I think. But we'll see. Oh no, there was a big pause. Okay, it's in. That was good. Not gonna trigger it now, and we will pass the turn. Okay, they choose to play around the carpet as much as they can. I hit a Dark Ritual. That's really nice. So we are sort of closing in on being able to do stuff here. I think I'm going to Preordain. I think that's better without the shuffle effect and just being able to like optimize your draws. Ooh, how about that? We want both of these. Let's play this and pass. And the next turn I will have 2, 4, 7 mana. So, and that's without triggering the carpet. If they give me one more mana, then I could also trigger the carpet, but it looks like they're not. Let's hold off on triggering the carpet right now, and let's just cast the Ponder. I think I actually like this Thoughtseize here. So I'm gonna draw the Thoughtseize. I'm going to fetch by you. And then I'm going to cast Thoughtseize. And this will likely elicit a response involving cracking the fetch land. Okay, so they have an island. Brainstorm, okay. And the Force of Will, wow. Okay. I unfortunately can't go now because, so it would be Lion's Diamond Storm 5, Dark Ritual Storm 6, Infernal Tutor Storm 7, Tendril Storm 8. So one Tendrils copy two short here. So yeah, I don't know. We have to just hope that they don't have like just Illusionist and Nomads here. I think also like them having Nadu plus, I guess they can't have Nadu plus the thing. Okay. Okay, they have green mana now, so they're tapping it. Okay, I'm starting to feel pretty excited about this. I think there's a pretty good chance they have Consign to Memory. They choose not to shuffle. Okay, but they don't have green mana, so no Veil of Summer to worry about. I think unless I draw Ritual here. All right, let's just count the mana. Okay, I am gonna pass priority here. They could consign this, but I'm gonna bet that they won't. Okay, I'm gonna trigger it, and then I just have to work out what color I'm getting. So let's see here. If I have 4 mana off the carpet on my lands, that becomes 6 with Dark Ritual and becomes 9 with LED. Then it becomes 8 with Veil of Summer. Then becomes 6 with Infernal Tutor. And let's say I get Past in Flames, then it becomes 2, and the Dark Ritual becomes 4, and then I am not winning. So no winning with that. I think I could just go for a Nauseam here, to be honest. And if that's the case, I think I'm going to make black mana here, and I'm gonna cast the Dark Ritual. I'm gonna cast Lion's Diamond, I think. Yeah, I don't think they have mana to interact with that with Veil on the stack. Veil of Summer. And I'm leaving up the blue mana here. Okay, Veil has resolved. So if I go 2 mana here, maintain priority, sack for black probably. Yeah. I'm gonna get Ad Nauseam. And I think I leave open a black mana. We haven't made our land drop here, so we're at 18 life. We do need to find a way to like Thoughtseize the Consign to Memory out of their hand. Okay, there's a land. That's good. Infernal Tutor. Okay, there's a Thoughtseize. We like Petals. That's good. Another Infernal Tutor. Ooh, Past in Flames. So life total getting a little bit wonky, but like any ritual here would be great. Any ritual, please. Another Thoughtseize. Okay. Okay, so we have like remaining in the deck high CMC spells. There is a Tendrils of Agony. And is that it? Yeah, we boarded out the second Piff and we just drew one. And no Empty the Warrens. So, all right, let's, we can definitely keep going a little bit longer, but let's see. I would just love a ritual. I mean, this isn't deterministic at all right now, or rather, it's a showstopper right now. We could go land Petal. That's 3 plus the floating mana 4. So that only casts Dark Ritual or Past in Flames. So that's not good enough. Come on, Ritual, please. Ooh, an LED. An LED probably does it. Scalding Tarn. Another land. Just so many lands. Veil of Summer. Okay, I'm going to go for one more flip that draws something that costs 2. What was that? Defense Grid. Okay. I'm going to stop here because I do need to Thoughtseize the Consign to Memory. And if they have 2 consigned to memory, then that's a little bit annoying. Um, but let's see. Okay, we're going to start playing things here. They could also have Mindbreak Trap. That would be hilarious, and that just kills us. Probably. So let's see here. We play out a land. Let's play the Badlands. Let's play the LED. So we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 7 mana. And we have the Past in Flames in hand. So what if I were to play, say, Defense Grid? No, I can just about not do that because I won't have I'll be stuck on like the red mana, black mana necessity. What I basically need to do is cast Infernal Tutor, maintain priority, and sack LED. So Infernal Tutor gets to get a Cabal Ritual, and we get to do all the things we want in life. Yeah, I think we just do that. Let's tap this and maintain priority. We sack for black. Infernal Tutor gets, I guess, like Surgical Extraction. If they have Surgical Extraction, I wasn't thinking about that at all. There's a Cabal Ritual. Yeah, if they have Surgical, then they just Surgical Past in Flames now, and the game is over. So, sort of banking on that not being the case. Okay, red mana. Cast Past in Flames with 2 mana floating. Cast Dark Ritual. And am I going to have enough mana to do all the things I want? I have 4 right now. 4 becomes 7 with Infernal Tutor, or rather with the Cabal Ritual. And then it becomes 6 with Thoughtseize, becomes 4 with Infernal Tutor, and then we get the Tendrils. That's sort of what I'm hoping to. So what do I want? I want them to not have 2 consigned to memory. I want them to not have consigned to memory plus a daze. Let's try this out. I dropped to 2. Yep, there it was. Consigned to memory. Be gone! Okay, so we cast Cabal Ritual. And we cast... Oh, I guess I had a spare mana. I guess I miscounted. And then we cast Infernal Tutor. And we drill them for many tens. Alright, sweet. On the board, 1 and 1. And let's go for round number 3. Alright, round number 3 on the draw. I think this hand is pretty cool. I'm going to keep it. Now watch my opponent turn 1 Blood Moon me. Opponent is on 6. Down to 5. Oh no, is this some kind of oops all spells? Alright, they found 5. Here we go. What will it be? Yeah, please don't Blood Moon me. Okay, they pass it. This could be... there's been like some sort of Ruby Storm-esque... I faced like Charbelcher plus Echo the other day. We could also just be Moon Stompy of some sort. I guess I will try and play a Ponder. I already feel silly because I'm like in the Doomsday heuristics with like, yeah, maybe I'll find a Force, but yeah, no, not so much. So Dark Ritual I really like. The 2 lands not so much. I think we can do better, honestly, so I'm going to shuffle LED. I'm not going to play out the LED. If they had, I guess they could have Vexing Bauble. That would actually be a little bit awkward, but we do have the Veil of Summer. But Broadside Boomby Dooms, as I have heard other people call them. Yep, you got it. Our life total is about to take a little bit of a pounding, but that's okay. We don't have main deck ad nauseum anyways. They also don't have anything to fling at us. Alright. I think I'm going to brainstorm here, go for the gold. Ugh. Well, I mean... Alright, I'm going to get rid of the Bayou and probably the Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer only really is a thing if they suddenly drop a Chalice for 0 or a Vexing Bauble. And I think I might just go ahead and... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ponder here. I'm gonna ponder off of, I guess, Volcanic Island and see if we can hit a tutor. And we do, which is sweet. So that just wins. Unless they have something that interacts, but even if they do, we can Thoughtseize it out first. Pretty much the perfect hand. We even get to get like Threshold for Cabal Ritual. Never mind. Pyrogoyf. Okay, so some kind of a goyf. Whenever Pyrogoyf enters, deals damage, sure. And this is one of those lands. Yep, nothing here. Alright. I mean, there is... I think this is just a straight line to Tendrils, so no need to even do anything out of the ordinary here. So let's just crack for black. And we will get the Tendrils. Many drills later, and opponent is dead. Alright, so we're up against some... I don't know, like... I was gonna say Stompy, right? This City of Traders and Broadside Bombardiers, but it also has Pyrogoyf. I guess maybe that's just in the Fury spot or something. I don't know. I think I am just gonna approach this as though it were regular like Blood Moon Stompy type thing. And what do I have against that? I guess Hurkyl's Recall can like bounce Trinisphere like effects. Chain of Vapor can kill or bounce something that's not a Chalice for 1. And Abrupt Decay can kill everything, but Abrupt Decay requires like multiple like dual lands, so it doesn't work well under Blood Moon. I think Abrupt or rather Ad Nauseam is pretty good here. And I think, I mean, like Veil of Summer is how we beat like Vexing Bauble. But I think I'm just gonna try this, see how we go. Maybe the chain is kind of weak. I don't know. Let's try this. And yeah, like you will typically see me board out one of the Past in Flames post board, just because it does feel like they would, like most opponents, if they know what they're up against, will be like interested in bringing in some kind of graveyard interaction. So not having 2 of that effect is probably fine. I'm gonna hit this hand. It chokes hard to a Chalice on 1, but well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Honestly, even like a Chalice on 0 or like a Vexing Bauble would be kind of annoying here. Opponent once again mulls to 5, but now they know what they're up against. It's pretty conceivable that they found something relevant in the 5 cards, and something relevant here would be any lock piece that they can play on turn 1. So like Chalice for like Chalice Void, Trinisphere, even Blood Moon. We have the Petal to like generate mana off of the Blood Moon. Okay, here we go. Could be... I'm hoping this isn't Trinisphere. I think that's probably the card I would least like to play. Oh, pass? They pass here? Red Elemental Blast. Right on. Do we think they were just going to Reb us here? Is that their... like, okay, let's think about this. They kept this hand for a reason. It didn't have a turn 1 play. So whatever is in their hand either costs more than 3 mana, because they do have 3 mana, or it is something reactive. So probably, like, I'm thinking Mindbreak Trap, I'm thinking Surgical Extraction / Fairy Macabre, something for the graveyard, or Red Elemental Blast. In either case, like if they red blast this, I'm not too worried about like a Chalice coming down next turn or something, because I think they would have cast it. Okay, I think I'm going to bottom both of these. And another ritual. Okay. I'm gonna pass. I do need to find Thoughtseize, is what I'm saying. Okay. Another Chrome Mox. What's getting imprinted here? Caves of Chaos Adventure. Okay, the One Ring, sure. Okay, that means I can't win on my next turn because they will be invulnerable. So they draw a card. Next turn they will dig 3 cards deeper, which is pretty powerful. Okay, draw a card. So I think I'm gonna most likely just brainstorm and pass here. Ooh, I found the Thoughtseize. That's really good. I'll brainstorm here, and depending on what I see, I might also just ponder. I mean, they're pausing here for the only thing they could possibly have here is something that I think like targets like surgical on Pyridine here. So they might just be that they're like tapped out of Magic Online or something because this is my first spell, so Mindbreak Trap's not on. They have 1 card in hand. Okay, so we find the win basically. Um, the question is, do I Thoughtseize now? Because the problem is, say let's say they have a what do you call it? What's the one I'm looking for? Like a Mindbreak Trap, and then next turn they draw into Chalice of the Void and play that on 1. Then it's really bad. Okay, let's put back let's put back the basic island and the ponder question mark. Yeah, I think I'll just pass. If they play something like a Blood Moon or a Mags of the Moon, I can fetch basic Swamp. If they play like something like Trinisphere, and it's not so good. Yeah, that's the reason I'm not Thoughtseizing here because they have 1 card in hand and the chance, and that was just a blind card drawn here, and the chance of it being relevant is not that high. So I think I would rather like hang on, what the fuck? Oh yeah, no. I was like for a second, why am I not killing them? I have it in my hand. They have 1 card in hand. But yeah, the One Ring. Okay. They're about to take 1. If they somehow take 1 more, then that's 1 less storm that I have to worry about. What I also would not like to see here is another ring. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, I love this. I don't love this, but it's not a problem. So they can play the land that they fetch out here, but that they are tapped low on resources, and unless they can like Chalice for 0 or Vexing Bauble, which would actually even be okay because I have like a lot of rituals, so I don't even have to cast or resolve the artifact mana. But I mean, I'm about to wreck their life pretty hard unless they have double Mindbreak Trap. Let's put Underground Sea into the graveyard. Tendrils in the hand. Okay. Well, so let's see here. We can cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells. 8 spells with Tendrils of Agony. Drawing the Tendrils it's a little frustrating potentially if what they're sitting on is like 2 relevant things, especially if one of them interacts with the graveyard. I think I'm just gonna start off with the Thoughtseize here. We don't have to like commit to anything quite yet. Let's see. And they had nothing. Yeah, sorry friend. You are le dead. I mean, they mulled to 5 in both games, so it's a little bit rough. Let's get the Badlands here because I kind of like that one. And we basically have to get what do you call it? We have to get Past in Flames because the Tendrils is going to get discarded here. And let's just do like this so we have threshold for these Cabal rituals. And we don't need to worry about colors of mana. We have the one red from the volcanic. So LED can be cracked for whatever. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to crack it for, well, I'll crack it for blue. Like I said, it won't matter because we have a deterministic line here, so we don't need to be cantripping or anything. So Past in Flames. And let's just cast this Past in Flames and recycle a couple of rituals, and that will be all she wrote. Here we go. Tendrils for 20. All right, sweet. 2 and 1. So we lost to the Dimir Reanimator tempo deck, and then we beat up on what was it, Cephalid Breakfast, and now Moonstompy. All right, this is round number 4. I'm on the draw versus a Yorion strategy. Man, this hand is almost good, but I don't think I can keep it. So let's mulligan. Yep, I'll keep this. Keepity beebity, and I will. I think I'll bottom the. Actually, I'll bottom the island, and sort of not really. I'm not expecting to do anything on turn 1. Might as well keep two duels. Plateau, okay. It's interesting. It's like sort of moon and taxes kind of thing. Okay, drawing another land there, really not what I wanted because I'm sort of halfway towards being able to just like natural tutor at some point. I found a ponder. I'm going to keep the ponder on top. What's this? Red mana. Lorna Reel. Okay. Okay, so it is a blue deck. So probably not taxes. Meticulous Archive is revealed. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I would just really like to not have Thalia come down. Oh no. What's this? Johnny something or other. Okay, so this is like one of those like Sue type decks. But it also plays blue, so we have to be cognizant of force of will. Okay. Draw the ponder. Cast the ponder. Looking for interaction here. That's not it. Shuffle these. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Swamp. Past Flames. Yeah. That's not terrible. Depends on if they have some kind of something that interacts with the graveyard and how many counter spells are in their hand and how quickly they kill me. Because this is going to take me a little while. What's this? Oh, Teferi's Milled. Charming Prince. Okay. You get to do some things. They scry one top, one bottom. Okay. Is this 3 in total? Yeah, I take 3. And then something. No, that's not it. Okay. Cabal Ritual. Okay. Right. So I think I am gonna Infernal Tutor here and reveal a Dark Ritual. Let me just see here. So let's say I draw a blank. Well, blankety blank. It can't be a complete blank because I have to be hellbent to cast Infernal Tutor. But let's just say it was now. I have 3 lands. So 1 ritual, 2 ritual, 3 dark ritual. That's 5, 7, 9 mana. Then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only going to have 6 cards in the graveyard, so not threshold. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 mana with the Cabal Ritual. 8, or rather 4. I said 10, right? So it would be 6 after Past in Flames. And if Past in Flames is then countered, I would need this Misty Rainforest to give me Volcanic Island to be able to then flash it back and have exactly enough. Yeah, I think we can win through 1 counter spell here with the Dark Ritual, and that's if we don't have Threshold, and depending on what we draw here. So I'm not sure what would be the worst draw for us. I guess it would be like one of the other 4 drops, like Pass in Flames, #2, or Tendrils, or Empty the Warrens. Mind you, with Empty the Warrens, we can make a significant chunk of goblins, so that might actually not even be that bad. But yeah, second Pass in Flames would be terrible. A cantrip would be nice enough, I think. But yeah, let's see here. They could also mess us up with, I don't know, something. Broadside Bombardiers. I don't believe this is lethal. And it's about to be go time for me. So let's hope that they can't do much here. Alright. I take a bunch of damage. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then they can chuck something if they want to. Solitude. And then they chuck that. So that means I take 7, right? Maybe they have a lightning bolt in their hand. What was pitched here? Swords to plowshares. Okay. Well, I mean, I hope I'm not dead, but we shall see. I'm at 3. And they are passing. I wouldn't mind drawing another land, so I'm not going to thin out here. Please not Pass in Flames. Okay. That's pretty okay. I guess it's, well. Okay, I'm getting Volcanic Island. I think I need to cast the Preordain here. I guess, so hang on, they only have 1 card, so it can't be a counterspell, or it could, but it probably isn't. Okay, Preordain just needs to not hit, like, well, this is maybe a little awkward. Alright, hang on. So I can bottom the Veil and take the Brainstorm. Then I can cast Brainstorm off of the Volcanic Island. But that means I can't, like, chain into the Pass in Flames. But it might give me enough to be able to actually, like, just natural Tendrils. 1 Storm, that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could also, I could bottom both of these, but then if there's a Pass in Flames on top, I'm just screwed. But I think I'm actually going to do that because I really want mana here. Okay, beautiful. We're all good. So, I mean, if they're just sandbagging a lightning bolt, that would be pretty preposterous, giving me a draw step. They don't know what I'm doing here. I guess they do know because we haven't, like, for Infernal Tutors in the graveyard. But even so, a lot of mana here. And so I'm going to cast Past in Flames here, leaving my Infernal Tutor in hand because I have to, because that's how that card works. And let's start flashing back these rituals. Unfortunately, we can't go look for something that interacts with their hand. But that's okay, because we actually have enough mana that I can Infernal Tutor for Tendrils. Just cast it. If they were to, like, I don't know, consign to memory, I could then re-flash back the Pass in Flames and like flash back the Tendrils. Let's get Tendrils of Agony, and that also works in case they somehow are able to, like, gain a bunch of life. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, okay, they concede. Sweet. All right. So some kind of Sue deck with white cards does give me cause for concern that they could have, like, I don't know, Aethersworn Canonist or Deafening Silence or something along those lines. They showed us Teferi and blue, like, Meticulous Archive, but I never saw, like, any Brainstorm or anything like that. I wonder if they're a Force of Will deck. They probably are. So defense, or not defense, dress down is interesting. Some kind of creature removal I think is probably necessary. Creature slash Deafening Silence type removal. So these 4 cards seem kind of good. And yeah, then the question is Veil of Summer. To veil or not to veil? Let's Shave of Past in Flames. Don't think I want Ad Nauseam because I feel like they're like an aggro deck. I'm going to be on the draw. Maybe Shave of Preordain. I mean, Empty the Warrens is not completely outrageous to keep in. Maybe I'll shave like one Veil of Summer and one Thoughtseize. Is that preposterous going down on? I don't think so. Because if what I'm mostly concerned with is like permanent type prison pieces, then I'm sort of hedging against that. All right. I guess Dress Down is interesting, right? Because they're likely bringing in Pyroblast effects. And so, like, I could Dress Down at end of turn, and if they have a Pyroblast, they can then, like, wait until I then try to go off, and then, like, mid combo, they can Pyroblast my Dress Down, and then their Thalia or whatever is back on. I guess I'll keep this. They mulligan to 6. Yeah, I do love playing combo, and not least because you're sort of really forcing your opponent into like digging hard for answers here. They're mulliganing to 5, and they could still like if they go turn 1 Deafening Silence, that's like a really strong play against what I'm sitting on. But well, Basic Island doesn't really facilitate that. I don't think I'm supposed to play around Wasteland, so I have black and green covered, so I need blue and red. So probably I'll go with Volcanic Island here. This is where they stifle me. Um, Having the brainstorm or the tendrils in hand is a little bit like if they have surgical, and by the looks of it, I am going to end up like I am going to be what do you call it? Sorry, lost my train of thought there. I am going to be discarding it to the LED at some point, but maybe I'll draw like Dress Down and then Lineside Diamond. There's a certainly an argument to be had to just sort of sidestepping the Dress Down completely and going for the Delta first. But I mean, once we have LED, this hand kind of has almost all that it wants. Okay, what's this? Yeah, Lavinia. Okay, now I'm glad that I took the Dress Down. Okay. All right. So how do we work this out? There's a tendrils of, or not tendrils, a thing on top, a fetch land. So if I Dress Down now, I draw the fetch land plus whatever is underneath. I'm a little like I could stand to wait one more turn, which I think I am going to do. That way I can also like Veil of Summer to protect the Dress Down. Okay. So I'm going to pass here. Depending on what happens, I probably flash in Dress Down, EOT off of Bayou and Volcanic, and then if I have to protect it, I'll have to fetch Trop. But if I don't, then I can fetch Undercity Sewers. Okay. Now this is sweet. They're both like they played a tap land, so I was really worried about Teferi because that kind of messes up my whole Dress Down plan. It also means they don't have red mana to do the thing that I discussed. So I'll cast Dress Down. If it resolves, then in response to the cantrip, I'll fetch Undercity Sewers. Still a little bit annoyed that if they are sitting on a surgical extraction, then I'm kind of boned. Okay, Dress Down happens. I am shutting off my ability to Veil of Summer right now, but I suspect they don't have something that removes it at instant speed. All right, the sewers happen. I will mill the land. Dress Down will draw me a card. It's another LED. Lovely. Okay, we can even brainstorm away the thing, which is lovely. Okay, I'm gonna cast Brainstorm. And let's put back Tendrils and Pawn and Brainstorm, I guess. Okay, now I'm not really that worried anymore. And I am going to... So I'm going to cast Cabal Ritual here. And Mindbreak Trap gets us here, but that's sort of it. I'm going to play out I would love to get them to commit a counterspell here before I Veil of Summer. But I guess that's not, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Force of Vigor gets us pretty hard here, but I mean, they don't look like they're playing green. Well, Veil of Summer. Flusterstorm plus Force of Will is pretty brutal here. Okay, but that just resolved. Lovely. Okay, so I am going to hold down control, and I'm going to sack all of these LEDs. One for black, one for red, probably two for black. And I'm going to get Past in Flames. I think. No, hang on. Past in Flames. Oh, I just messed up. I just sort of had it in my head that I still had the tendrils in hand. I mean, I could just chain tutors here. It's fine. I guess they could surgical the tutor right now. There's a big pause here. And let's just see if they can. I have to look up Solitude. I can't remember if Solitude can target itself or if it says like another target creature. Because if Solitude can target itself, then they could like gain 3 life here. And actually, hang on, that's not true. Never mind. Solitude doesn't have any abilities because it's not a creature, or because of dress down. So they could gain 2 and go to 22. So I have Storm is 8. If I get another tutor, I'll have 6 mana. Storm will be 9. I get the last tutor, I will have 4 mana, and Storm will be 10. And then Tendrils is 22, I think. Yeah, seems about right. And Surgical just builds Storm here. It doesn't stop me from finding the thing. So yeah, I think I'm good, but they could be sitting on something that I'm not considering. Be like something insane like a silence effect or Angel's Grace or something. But I am not expecting it. Okay, so we're getting the last tutor to get to an extra storm to not lose to a plow on their Lavinia. So if they can gain 3 or more life here, then they're good. They're doing something. Uh-oh. Oh, of course! Of course you have that! Why? I'm not thinking. Oh. Oh, stupid, stupid, stupid. Yeah. Ran into that one. That's a lot of things you need to keep in mind. Yeah, no. That I should have. I feel like I was playing around that in earlier games, but not here. Okay. I guess Thoughtseize number 4 over Veil number 3. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that felt bad. It felt so bad. Okay, I'm gonna board out the second preordain and just go like this. Maybe it's too heavy with double dress down, double decay for creatures, but they do like they did have like on curve a disruptive creature, so and that was they mulliganed to 5. That's gotta have them feeling good there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep. So this has been the case for like ever since I've played a Storm. I'm going to be fetching Tropical Island here. Tropical Island and Badlands is my favorite combination of duels, like if you have a pair. So, alright. And I'm playing this out because I expect to be casting Brainstorm next turn. Caracas. Deafening Silence? Okay, yeah. We have the Decay for that. Do I Thoughtseize now? I think I probably Thoughtseize... Nah, hang on. I could also just like end of turn Abrupt Decay the Deafening Silence. I think I probably do that. Then we untap and see where life takes us. Okay, blue mana, so this probably is Lavinia. Oh, Charming Prince, okay. So guessing they're going for this scry. And they went top bottom, sure. Okay. Alright, tropical island. Look at that. Look at those two beauties. Deafening silence. Bye-bye-o. Okay. And now we can... Oh, that's good. Let's cast Brainstorm. See if we can just buy a win here. Well. I kind of want all of this. Not gonna lie. Okay, how about if we put back... how about if we put back Bloodstained Mire and Dress Down? And I'm gonna play out my Underground Sea. And then I'm going to Thoughtseize off of Badlands, and depending on what I see, I might not want the Dress Down, and in which case I might just Ponder Shuffle. What's this? Tolarian Archmage. Maybe that was dumb, because yeah, they just scryed, right? So we know they're gonna draw something. When this enters, return another creature, beginning your end step. Draw a card if something returned. Okay. And we can cast that next turn. So if they can cast that next turn and then bounce Charming Prince and then draw a card, but that will tap them out. I think I'm gonna take the Broadside Bombardiers because I think that's sort of what's most immediately threatening. And I think I'm actually gonna ponder here and not keep the thing. Or this happens. Okay. I'm actually gonna keep the thing. I'm gonna draw the LED and then draw the fetch land next turn. And we can get to Threshold with Veil of Summer. Okay, let's see here. And we took the Bombardiers. There's Aether Vial. I guess this is a little bit annoying because if they just have Consign to Memory, as it feels like they might have, am I able to beat that? I have the Thoughtseize in the graveyard, but I only have so much mana to work with. So let's see here. 4 lands, 3 mana once I Veil of Summer. Then that becomes 6 with Cabal Ritual, 9 with LED, 7 with Tutor. Then I get Past in Flames. And then I have 3 floating. That becomes 6. Another 2, but it's not quite enough. I think I might just take another draw step and I'll fetch Undersea Sewers. And if they deploy some annoying creature, I can draw the Dress Down. That was the Arid Mesa. They bottom or put a land in the graveyard. So their hand is Baron, Dude of Dudes, and then whatever they kept with the scry from the Prince, and whatever they're about to draw blindly now. Oh, it is a Brainstorm deck. How about that? This is like what was once Espervile, but is now I forget. What's the wedge? The Jeskai Vial? And there's a Wasteland. How about that? Okay. So the most obvious consigned memory is sitting in their hand. They just brainstorm, so they don't have this card anymore. That's what it feels like anyways. I'm not going to draw the Dress Down. I'm going to fetch Undersea Sewers like I planned, and then I'm going to try and go off. I would really love just something that makes mana. Is Petal good enough? So 4 lands, 5 with Petal, 8 with Ritual, 11 with is that correct? 5, and then it's +3 with the Cabal Ritual, which is 8, and then 11 with Diamond, 9 with Tutor, 8 with Veil, 4 after Past in Flames, 7 with Cabal Ritual, 6 after we Thoughtseize, 2 after we Tutor. Yeah, so that's enough. And the storm is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's all good. Let's keep this. It's Xaxes, and they don't have white mana to or 2 cards in hand to plow anything. All right. Surgical Extraction gets us, but I'm banking on them having the consigned memory. Okay, let's get the show on the road, as they say. Play the LED. I'm gonna cast Veil of Summer. I think I'm gonna crack LED for blue, just in case they have Surgical on my Infernal Tutor. And then blue. Don't think it really matters. Okay, where's Past in Fuego? Let's cast this. We'll leave. I guess it'll end up being just 1 blue. Yeah, but we also have the untapped C. Okay, I'm gonna lead with the Thoughtseize because if they have Surgical, I don't want them getting my Cabal Ritual, which I guess they would have had to get now, but and in that case I guess it doesn't make much sense. But let's just Thoughtseize them. Oh, there it is. Yeah, naughty. And then we have Xaxes here. That's 5 mana. That's 6 mana. That's Infernal Tutor, which is Storm 9. I actually miscounted. We have an extra Storm if someone needs it. There we go. 3-1. Excellent. So, positive record ensured. All right, on the draw again for round 5. I'm going to have to... yeah, I'm going to have to mulligan this. Almost interesting, but not really. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good, right? How does this work? I bottom the 1 Infernal Tutor, and then I could, like, depending on what I draw, let's say I draw a land. So I have 2 mana. We imprint Past in Flames on the Chrome Mox. We go Ritual. So we would have 3 mana sources, 5 with Dark Writ, 6 with Cabal Writ. 1 is red, so we could, like, tutor for Empty the Warrens. I'm gonna keep. And we might draw something that, you know, changes the equation. Prismatic Vista, okay. Into Basic Island, into Ponder, okay. Do I need to assume Force of Will now, is the question. We could also, like, if we draw an LED, we can imprint something else and then just go for a Past in Flames line. Maybe. And we do. Hang on, did they shuffle? So what happens here, if I imprint Cabal Writ, then I go Dark Ritual 4 mana, LED, I crack LED, I Infernal Tutor 2 mana, crack LED 5 mana, and then they force the Infernal Tutor, then I'm out of here. I can't keep playing. Yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna try and develop here. Don't know what we're up against. Could be another combo deck, in which case I'm kind of concerned. Prismatic Vista and Wasteland often don't go in decks together, so that's maybe okay. Land go. Okay. Thoughtseize. So now we could imprint the Past in Flames like we discussed. So I could go imprint Chrome Mox with Past in Flames, cast Dark Ritual. Or do I just start with the Dark Ritual and then Thoughtseize? And then I have 2 mana, then that becomes 3 with Cabal Ritual 4. Oh, hang on. Let's say I imprint Chrome Mox. Then I have 2 mana, that becomes 4 with Dark Ritual. 3 with Thoughtseize, 4 with Cabal Ritual, 7 with Lion's Eye Diamond, 5 after Infernal Tutor, 1 floating after Past in Flames, and then we will go Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, but will we have the Threshold? We won't. I think I'm gonna pass again. Yep. Okay, here's Brainstorm. I'm beginning to feel like it's maybe like some kind of Miracles deck. Um, that's been sort of coming up lately, the Brain Surge, Entreat the Angels kind of thing, Jace the Mind Sculptor. How about that for a sort of throwback? Ant versus Miracles. That was such a cool matchup in around 2014. Yeah, I mean, okay, so they're setting up for a 3-drop here, it feels like. Time Raveler, okay. I mean, it doesn't really affect us. We're not operating, we don't need to operate at instant speed. The biggest thing is it means we have to Veil of Summer sort of up front. Okay. So I think I'm gonna risk the Dark Ritual here. And if they Force of Will this, okay, they didn't. Okay, just don't have 2 Force of Wills. How about that? You don't have anything. Okay. I guess I'll take the whatever. Doesn't matter. Brainstorm. You are le dead. Okay. Cabal Writ. I'll play out the Chrome Mox. I won't imprint anything. Just to get build Storm, it won't matter. Play LED. Cast Infernal Tutor. Maintain priority. Sack LED for red. Get like a Cabal Ritual, I guess. And cast that. Flashback the Past in Flames. And that's it. You did. And let's get the... Oh, hang on. Oh, I kind of did that in the wrong order, but it won't matter because I could just flashback some more rituals. Yeah. Whew. Kind of rusty here with the whole ant gamer lifestyle. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to happen post board here. Back in the day when Miracles was like a real powerhouse, they had Counterbalance and Sensei's Divining Top, and it was an absolute necessity that you had, I want to say, upwards of 4 Abrupt Decay or like 3 Abrupt Decay and a Corrosion Grip or something. And what we did back in the old Storm days before the world moved on was to play multiple copies of Tendrils. So we would board out or board in things that messes with Counterbalance. I don't know. Well, I think maybe the Miracles deck actually does play Counterbalance, but I'm not sure if we're gonna need it. But I think Carpet of Flowers is a fine card. So what I don't necessarily want are cards that are weak towards counterspells. But then again, like we have Veil of Summer now. We didn't have that back then. And maybe this is just the wrong approach. I don't know. All right, I want these 5 cards. And not sure about Defense Grid. Actually, yeah, maybe Defense Grid seems pretty good. Although they are like, they might play removal spells for stuff like that, like Wrath of the Skies and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to try this for science when we're on the draw as well. I'm going to board out some, if not all, numbers of Infernal Tutor, and the same with LED, because we really don't want to be like putting an Infernal Tutor on the stack and sacking LED and just hoping. So instead what we want to do is build Storm, like get to a point where we have like a lot of Storm in hand, a lot of spells to cast, and maybe a couple of copies of Tendrils, or like Infernal Tutor that we can then go get Tendrils with. I have to board out 2 more things. I don't know, maybe the 3rd LED. And is 2nd Infernal Tutor better than 1st Grim Tutor? No, I don't think so. Grim Tutor is actually okay. All right, let's try this out. Yeah, this seems like it. Land go, huh? Veil number 2. Yeah, that's a maybe thing. The best thing possible versus well for this strategy is just to be able to continuously make land drops. I'm actually not going to fetch Undercity Sewers yet. I'm just going to play my Bayou. Oh, look at that. There's the Tendrils. We have to be able to beat Consign to Memory. It's just pivotal. I do have to be cognizant of like back to basics. Maybe even Harbinger of the Seas. I don't know about that one, but back to basics for sure. This deck has it in its 75, possibly even in the main deck. Question is if they believe it's good enough versus a Dark Ritual based combo deck. Okay, Brainstorm has done resolving. And here comes the Lore Revealed. They just pass with 3 mana open. Interesting. Could mean Hardcast Force of Negation is being represented, or just Consign to Memory plus whatever else they have. Okay, Undersea Sewers. Let's go find me a land or a cantrip. I'll take the cantrip. I'm hoping they don't do anything here because I don't want to start firing off veils yet. I think this is a shuffle. Oh, this is bad. Am I really going to give up my free storm spell here? I think I'm actually going to move to discard and discard one of my Veil of Summers. This might seem crazy. Maybe, what am I saying? I should have just Thoughtseize. I have an extra Thoughtseize here. Yeah, that was lame. Lame waste of resources on my part. Okay, but what we want here is basically Dark Rituals and lands, I think. Well, let's see. Is this back to basics? Oh, Ruination. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's good. All my lands are dead. How about a land? Well, there's a Dark Ritual. I guess. What happens if I go Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Thoughtseize? Oh. They're at 18. So I'd go Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not enough. I think I'm just going to have to play out this Petal here. Ruination, huh? They could like prismatic ending this Petal or something like that. That would be kind of annoying. There's also like what's going to happen here if I just sit for long enough is they're going to go 4th Aerolingas at some point. That was a play the old Miracles deck didn't have, but I guess they had like Entreat the Angels, I mean. What are the odds this Brainstorm gets to resolve here with that open red mana? But I am like I'm just straying into ruinous territory here. If I had a Red Blast and that was them, I would snap it off so fast. If I had a Force of Will, I would be tempted, but I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, there's a long pause, and I'm not expecting this Brainstorm to resolve, so please do your thing. Okay, they're fetching. I guess Force of Negation. Yep, you got it. Pass. Nice little 2-for-1 there for them. Narset, okay. So they are down to 17. I think my best shot here is to manipulate the game into a point where I get them to cast a spell at some point. And they revealed another Narset. Was that it? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so I think my best bet here is actually to discard this Veil of Summer. But look at this. If I draw land, I go 3, 6, 9 with Cabal Ritual. And that means I can only Thoughtseize once, but then I can Tendrils twice. So we're certainly not out of this yet. Yeah, another Narset. What was revealed? Ponder, okay. Narset yet again. Time Raveler, okay. Is this a Teferi turn? So this is going to be a Days Undoing deck as well. Okay. So they were just drawing all the cards. Okay. Let's I think we try a Thoughtseize here, or rather a Dark Ritual here. I think they have to Force of Will this if they don't want it to resolve. Oh no. Okay, Ponder. Sure. Okay. That Teferi lifestyle. Oh, they didn't draw with him. They plussed. I think it would be very, very risky of them to let this Dark Ritual resolve. They don't shuffle. Yeah, fuck off. Okay, pass. And I'm probably dead. They probably have Days Undoing now. What was pitched? Brainstorm. Okay. What does Narset reveal? Brainstorm? Sure. Maybe I'm supposed to Thoughtseize them next turn because, like, even if I draw a land, I'm not going to be able to cast Thoughtseize on my combo, on the combo turn. Like, I'll be able to go, like, Cabalrit, Tendrils, and then another Tendrils. So that's, like, Storm is 1, 2, 3, so that's 6 damage, and then, okay, so they surgical my Dark Rituals. I don't have any currently. They get to see what's up, which is a big problem, because they now know that they can never let Cabal Ritual resolve, but they pay 2 life for this. So we'll see. I mean, it's all completely not important if they're sitting on Days Undoing and they'll just cast it on my draw step, and then I'll concede. Okay, that doesn't matter either. We have the basic swamp. And yeah, Grats. And now you can't cast the thing. So another Hate Bear here would be bad. They're plussing him. Interesting. Okay, I mean, if I draw land here, and they're not sitting on like Flusterstorm or something. Oh, so close. Okay, but I mean, oh no. Oh, did I pass through it? I wanted to Thoughtseize them. I know my computer is gagging out here. It's still pretending like it's my priority here. Okay, it looks like I was spared. Okay, I'm gonna Thoughtseize. That was actually a good draw. If like when I do draw land. Yep. All right. Pass. Do you have something? There's the land. They can make like Fourth Air Link is lethal here, I think. Alongside the dude, or at least close to. No, it would be exactly lethal. Come on with a land. Okay, now they bounce, or, they draw a card. Sure, just cycling through all the things over there. Drawing. Well, there's a land. What do I do here? Do I Thoughtseize? I think I Thoughtseize. Prismatic Ending. Okay. So I'm gonna pass here, not reveal the baddest of lands. And oh, you know what? I'm almost sad that I took that Prismatic Ending from them, because with all the Teferi plussing, I could play out my LED first and then they could just build a storm for me. Tamio. Okay, they don't have any cards. Are you going to draw with your Teferi or no? Seriously? Well, then I do believe you're dead. The cards that you know are in my hand. Well, not the Badlands. You didn't know about that one. Okay, here is 8 mana. Here is a Lion's Eye Diamond. this is Storm 4, and this is Storm 5. Take 10. Wow. Awesome sauce. That was pretty much what I was talking about in the deck tag. I can't believe that actually happened and worked out after that ruination. I think we did get a bit lucky. They were just sort of spinning their wheels. It was like the classic case of like cantrips drawing more cantrips, only their cantrips cost 3 mana. But sort of the same thing happened. Like Narset found new Narset, who found Teferi, and then they found another Teferi and all that sort of stuff. All right, let's talk this through. I had an awesome time. It was very cool playing Ant again, and I want to say that I certainly wasn't. I don't feel like I was disproven, or my thoughts on the deck were disproven. Obviously, you sample size this. It's meaningless to talk anything conclusive after a single league in either direction. Doesn't matter, but I do feel like the cards are still pretty good. I know Infernal Tutor has completely fallen out of favor. Beseech the Mirror is a very cool storm engine, but it is quite different. It puts strain on different aspects of your strategy. Obviously, once it resolves, it's much more powerful, but it is also a 4 mana spell. It means you have to play more things that you can bargain away. Like what I'm playing here would not be enough at all. You would have to also like find room for a Urza Saga package or artifact lands or more Chrome Mox and probably Mox Opal. Also, I think Beseech the Mirror plays less favorably with Lineside Diamond, just in the sense that you know in this type of deck, same with Burning Wish, your combo turn can be initiated with 2 lands, an Infernal Tutor, and 2 Lineside Diamonds, for instance. Whereas with Beseech, you always need to pay the 4 mana up front. Um, but then, like, Beseech just has. Like, Gaia's Will is a much better effect than Past in Flames, because Gaia's Will lets you replay anything, including your mana rocks. It's obviously like a lot more powerful, but then again, Gaia's Will is sort of a break in your hand when you draw it. I don't know. I feel like maybe the legacy format of 2024 is indeed too hostile for this deck, but I also feel like the so the pool of players playing Legacy is small enough that if that like a hive mind mentality can set in, and once that happens, like then no one is playing a deck, and then it just becomes true by default. It's never putting up results because no one is playing it. And I think that happens probably a lot with a lot of different decks, and there are a lot of avenues that are sort of underexplored because the reputation of the deck or the macro archetype has suffered or whatever. So as you can tell, I am searching high and low for an excuse for why I think this deck is maybe better than it gets a rep for being. But I never faced any turn 1 chalices. Um, that is, and I only faced one reanimator strategy, and I lost to it pretty promptly. But I don't think that there is that much chalice going on in Legacy right now, and I think there's probably less reanimator than there was. I think the Eldrazi deck is right now is easier to beat than the Eldrazi deck of 2016 or 2017, whenever the Eldrazi Winter was, because that deck absolutely just went for turn 1 like Thorn of Amethyst or Chalice, turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, or like turn 1 2 Mimics, turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, take your best card and smash you for 8, and then like finish the game a turn later with a Reality Smasher or a Endless One or whatever. So that was that was truly a terrible ordeal to play with or play against with Ant. And the reason that any like I think the reason that a lot of former Storm players gravitated towards Doomsday once Thassa's Oracle was printed was because here was finally this Dark Ritual combo deck that allowed you to play with Force of Will. Like that one toy that you were just not allowed to play with during your whole Storm career, because it just doesn't really make sense. Because the blue count is not high enough, and because you're playing LED as an absolutely pivotal part of your strategy, and discarding your hand when it has counter magic in it is not good. It's much better most of the time to play your disruption proactively, like Veil of Summer, or discard and then do the thing. So yeah, you finally got to play with Force, and the allure of playing with Force, aside from being like better in the combo mirror almost by default, is that you don't auto lose every game on the draw when your opponent is on like turn one lock piece. That's it. So I don't know. I don't feel discouraged from playing this again. I would love to know what you all think. Do you just want to? Would you prefer to see more Doomsday, or would you prefer to see like another league with this? I mean, I'm gonna probably do both. There's a lot of time ahead and a lot of leagues to be played and a lot of videos to be produced and all that stuff. But I uh, I did enjoy this. All right, sweet. Let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, all the YouTube jazz is so much appreciated. And I will be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.